So here we go, folks. Now this is on my 27-inch iMac, so it's fairly big, and it is issue 2. It's going to have a fair bit about our UK power tour that we did in 2025. That's where we got to see this magnificent big cat, and it is our feature article. So when we scroll up, we basically get all of the people that matter, the main ones, photography of course being the big thing. And on the right hand side we get our adverts. So took me a bit of while to figure that one out. So as we scroll up, the adverts will scroll as well. So you'll see this has now gone to link, and we go up. Here are our regional and specialty editors, along with an advert for our friends at Toronto Motorsport Park, where you have a drag strip and a road course. And it's the home of the Canadian Time Attack series. Canadian Sport Compact Series, sorry, give it its full proper title. Now, here we're going to get into the contents, which you'll actually see up here on the menu at the top. You can click on any of these along the top and it will bring you to this. And again, we will have the adverts on the right hand side, and as you scroll down they are going to change. So we had our APR Performance, the Aero Experts. Come on. Eat our pixels, eat my pixels. Sorry about Steve. I screwed that one up. Steve Jackman was the guy I shot at Brands Hatch with, and great guy. Interesting thing is, we were both born on March the 12th, so we share birthdays. And down the left hand side, little bits about all of the different contents that are in this issue. Minology magazine is coming back. We're working on that just now. And here's our good friends at Rice Rockets. They do all of our powder coating on the machines we've built, and Cooper RSR. So this here is a bit of a spiel talking about the Classic Touring Car Racing Club, which is actually not just one class. There's quite a few different classes, and they tend to place some of the classes together to fill out fields, and it's a brilliant idea. Great cars. I mean, people my age and maybe a little bit younger, to be able to go and see the nostalgia and you know, the cars that they would have wanted. Who wouldn't have wanted Ford Cosworth Sierra? And I'm not sure if this is a Mr. Cleland car or not, but the Super Tourers, I never ever saw them until I went to Brands Hatch, and you know, it was just an amazing experience. And they even include classes for big bangers, as we would call the American cars, but they also include the Aussie supercars. And this one here, if you look closely, you'll see GRM. That's Gary Rogers Motorsport, and unfortunately Gary passed away earlier this, or actually last year, and or was it this year? I'm not sure. He was a great guy. We got shown around um, the pits when we were at Bathurst. Garth Tander's car, and thanks, Solly, for organising that. So we talk here about the various cars and some of the stuff that's in here. More ads on the right hand side. Fuel Lab, of course, the best fuel system that you can basically find. And another ad for WOT, Wide Open Throttle Tees. That's our t-shirt apparel brand, and you might have seen some of our shirts going about. Then we get into the pre-6 touring cars, which various classes within the class. They go everything from the Minis, the Imps, the Anglias, the Cortinas, right up to American Iron, and just great racing. And you wouldn't remember us having an article in a previous issue, one of the older issues, that was about the Clubmans. They're going back to Prescott this year, so don't miss it. And Knox Mountain is not that far away. We've been there, can't tell you enough about it. What a fantastic, you can see here from the top shot, looking down over Kelowna and over the lake. It is just an amazing hill climb. And if you're out that way, go do it. And the ad has changed to PE Racing, just the best pedal box on the market. So easy to fit and just super adjustable, and great people to deal with. Now we have the Boss, which obviously is Force. We have Thunder, and we have the Historic Thunder all run in this class. And you can see that this Peugeot is basically a super saloon. You can see by all of the wings and things, as they would say. Sierra Cosworth, not exactly sure what's in the Capri, but we'd like to do an article on that for you at some point. And we'll get into just some great photos that Steve and I shot while we were there. This Ford here is just, it's so photogenic, it really is. Now, you'll see the Vauxhall here. What really upset me was the fact that I did not know that Chris Hodges was going to be there. Met Chris many years ago at Watkins Glen. He had previously, when he was back in his karting days, raced at Shemington with my engine tuner Mark Bernard, and they had won the race. And we've sort of kept in touch on and off, and really was upset when I found out that he was there. I never saw him. As you can see from some of the photos, you know, 4 wheels off can be a thing with these guys, and the commitment in historic cars was just quite something. And you can see there we have got these engines on the left hand side. The engines are just nuts. So in the paddock you've got big iron just going at it. Imps. Reminds me of back in the day. And the famous 100+ Matt Neal car. Now, while we were there, we actually, I got to meet some people that I have met on online. I've met people I raced with, and met people that I've been introduced to. So, on location with Ian Ray, and this idiot sitting here on the right hand side was me getting to sit in an ex-Eddie Irvine Jaguar Formula 1 car. So there you go. Tillet racing seats. Used to be that it was only carters that knew of this product, but now Steve has gone and gone into the car market as well. And I raced against him nearly 40 years ago in karting. And it was good catching up with him and talking about all the different people that we knew and things. So you can see here a couple of seats that we saw in this Westfield, but we're going to have a story on that. It's a bit more than a Westfield now. That's going to be in a future issue. Just want to show it. There's Steve, and like the rest of us, he's getting follically challenged, but just a great guy. And up here we actually have a podcast where Steve and I sat down and talked about racing seats, and it says listening to your body, and that's because Steve and I both have the same cancer, multiple myeloma, and it really is, you know, we almost got hit with it about the same age, and listening to your body. So it's like a public service announcement. Have a good read of it and listen to your body, people, please. And of course we have the famous Matt Neal, all 6 foot whatever of him. We got a full tour of the factory that is now being used by Accelerate Motorsports in the back of the Team Dynamics facility. And something I hadn't even planned on, but it just was a case of looking online and finding out that on our route north, a slight deviation would have taken us in by Damon Tweaks. And Damon Tweaks to North America is the Brit version of Summit and Jags. And it was cool to go in there. And more Tillet seats there. So you really get to be able to sit in the things and try them out. And here we are, the big cat. It's ready to pounce. And I just found out today that in probably end of this year, we're going to have an update where it's going to be updated even further by Melvin and his father. So we've got a story on the left-hand side of how the car developed, how Melvin got into racing. Let's thinking what to do here on the right-hand side. I don't know why. Specifications of the car is all down here. And now we've got a gallery of all the bits and bobs. Next article is Harewood, and we gave it a big thumbs up. Probably, oh, it's definitely the best hill climb I've ever been at in the UK. It's probably even up there with Knox Mountain. But the nice thing about this is somebody could go to Harewood and they almost see the whole track from the top of the hill. You can see the layout here. I got a little article about it, and we've got a little video. We've got photos from myself and Joy Richards, and you can see that the wet stuff was around, making us, I guess, home friendly for Scotland. We got to meet people that we'd only talked about online. It's the first time we've seen Wallace and Nicola Mingy's run their cars, and that was great, actually seeing our friends doing that. This one here is Gary Warren, and he's since stepped up his chariot of choice, and we're going to have more on it next year. And Matt Ryder was on Superfarm with the gold that he shares with Sean Gould himself. First person we bumped into when we drove in was Jock Ramsey, fellow Scotsman. I just love this car of his. We got to bump in, as I said, to people that we only knew from online, and we have an article in the next magazine on the chrono, so don't miss it. The last time we went to the little town of Duns, it was a Jim Clark room, and now they stepped it up big time, and it's a full-blown motorsport museum. The huge bonus we got here was that Doug Niven, his cousin, who also he actually raced at Ingleton at the same time as I did, and Doug came along, and we got to sit down and chat away to him, and that was, you know, really cool, getting some insight. There's the man himself. So if you're ever in the lowlands of borders of Scotland, hit up the Jim Clark Museum. Now, we all know what deja vu is. Something all over again, right? The story is repeating 37 years later, and it's all about George Kogel and myself in a single-seat race car returning to a Scottish sprint venue after 37 years. It was a few days before I left to come to Canada, and George and I had his Formula 4 2000 Van Diemen at Wick Airport, and we managed to sort out some tire and handling issues and make turn that thing around. It was flying, and this trip it was all tire issues, but it was because you have to read this. We just had so much fun making it. The weather was so changeable, it was a day of changing tires the whole time. So we thought that we would do something funny for you. And this is it. So tell us what you think. If y'all liked it, then maybe we'll go and we'll try and do one for every issue. And here's the Westfield that is going to be in a future issue. Should I say the Westfield that's no longer a Westfield? Another fellow Caithness man there. It was good to catch up with my imp friends. Oh, that's the other thing. If you, on some of these, you can actually go and click on them and it will turn into enlarge itself. So there you go. Now this is an interesting car here. This is a junior rally car, and we're going to do an article on that along the way, and I believe it was a young lady driving it that weekend. My friend Kate Morrison from Caithness that now lives in the same town as my sister. And then we get into this. AI in motorsport. Is it a game changer or a gimmick? This was me playing around with AI and coming up with something that could be used either as a sticker or in advertising or marketing. And below it tells you how it came about. That was the basic reference. This was it all white and added arches. Then we changed the front bumper and we asked for a race livery for tilt seats. I remember my buddy Steve up start. Of course, it didn't go and use his font. So there are things like it's got Cobra, and I think that's supposed to be Sparko, but whatever. Both of those are seat manufacturers. So I got it in the white. That's where we started from most of our other stuff to go and develop it. So it's just a case of telling AI what you want. And here are some more advertisers. On the left hand side here was some images that we basically created using AI. So there you go, folks. That is the AI, or sorry, that is the wrap up of the new magazine. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. You might be interested now that you've seen exactly what we've got going on here. And just remember that there you go. Just click on the menu and it takes you where you need to go. So thanks for supporting the magazine, and enjoy.